What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make the neighbor case house. This is part 15, and in this one, we're going to be continuing doing the third floor. So we're going to get like 3 rooms done. It'll be this little one, this one at the top of the stairs, and then we'll get the one over here done, along with starting out to get some of the stuff done in this room. That is all, though, so with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so you know the drill. We're heading inside to the 3rd floor. Now, if you want the best route to get where we want to be specifically, head through the foyer again, through the door on the left top floor, head just straight back to the staircase, take a right to go, well, up the stairs, and then you'll just go through this little door here, and you should find this little room that is iron. Or alternatively, if you just fly around and come in through like the greenhouse door back here or something, you can just be right here. So we're going to start with this room, and this one should be fairly easy, hopefully. The materials we're needing to start off are as follows. Where do I even want to begin? I'm not really sure. Spruce slabs, warp slabs, spruce stairs, heavy cores. Where are they there? Acacia stairs, acacia slabs, which we'll also use for planks, oak sign, oak trap door, and mud brick wall, maybe? Something like that. So we're going to start, if the back of the build is this yellow terracotta wall here, we're going to use this as the front just for the logic of looking at it. If you take the far right red here, you want to count left by 2 and place an acacia plank here with an oak sign off the front. Left of that, you want an upside down acacia slab, and then left of that, an upside down acacia stair facing right. On top of that acacia stair, you want a heavy core, and off the left of that stair, you want an oak trapdoor open up against it. Behind the trapdoor specifically, you'll leave a 1-block gap and then place a mud brick wall here. Behind that, an acacia plank, and off the left of that, you would want a pale oak sign. You can get rid of the oak signs and get out pale oak, and just pop one right there. To the left of that, you actually want to break this iron along with the dark oak slab below it in the ceiling. You'll break back an additional 1 from that, and then those 2 you'll break left an additional row. You'll then also break 1 forward on the left, and it'll give you this. To the left of the front of the hole on this block, you'll place an upside down spruce stair facing back. Behind it, you'll have an upside down spruce stair facing forward. On the front one, you'll place a heavy core, and in front of the front one, you'll place a warp slab. If you're on the wall where that warp slab would be coming off of, you'll count up by 2 and place an upside down spruce slab here with 1 behind it. Should be all we can do with this set of materials. Yeah. Just as a quick fact check. This iron bar window should have a couple of signs on the inside. It should be warped at the bottom and acacia on the middle. If you don't have those, I'd place those now, because we should have done those on the exterior, but not necessarily you would have. Anyway, get out the following now. Materials. Nether brick fence. Dark oak trapdoors, black concrete, item frames, glass, polished blackstone slabs, which will again get used for blocks, polished blackstone stairs, soul torches, and mangrove slabs, which will get used for planks. On the set of upside down spruce stairs on the back one, you'll place a nether brick fence. Off of the right of that fence, you'll have a dark oak trapdoor open up against it. Behind this, in the very corner, you're placing a black concrete with an item frame off the right. In said item frame, you want a glass block. Oops, I did not mean to shoulder the mic. Itch on my leg, the casual. You want to count over by 1 from that, or if you're on Bedrock at least. I think it also would imply the same on Java. But the first block you'd be able to place on top of, you want to go up with 3 mangrove planks just made out of slabs. So you're placing 6 slabs up in total. And then you'll place the actual slab on top, so it would technically make that number 7, but that's more complicated. If you take the top, well, we'll say the second mangrove plank up, not the top one, you want to place an upside down polished blackstone slab to the left. Extend it up with a polished blackstone block, then left by 1, and you'll place a soul torch on that one. Above that polished blackstone, you'll place an upside down stair facing into the wall. Clear your inventory and get out the following, which should, I think, finish the, at least, decor of the room, not necessarily the ceiling. You'll get out dark oak sign. Maybe not, actually. Mangrove sign. Pale oak fence gate. Stripped spruce wood. Lightning rod. End rod also works if you want it to light up. But, I didn't because it technically doesn't in the game, so. Mangrove root. It's not a lamp, by the way. Just guess I should have mentioned that one. Spruce trap doors. Warped planks and warp stairs. Yeah, we'll need one more set for some general wall stuff, but. So on the mangrove here on the back, you'll place a mangrove sign off the bottom block, and then off the top one, you'll place a dark oak sign. To the side of the top 2 planks, you're going to place pale oak fence gates, open into them. If you have the problem where they do this and they just won't open the right way, you can stand on top of them and open them, and they should either open the right way, and you'll have to kind of finagle to reach this one like that, or you could also just go under it. Or, worst case, you fall through it, and then you have to close it and open it again. Like, you could technically do that. It should work, though, regardless. Or you could break into the wall, I guess, but that's lame. On the front wall, it would be between the 2 windows closer to the brick wall window. You want to break the block of raw iron there in the floor and replace it with a strip spruce wood. I have it left to right facing. Technically, you can just place it upward facing and it'll default to one of the 2 directions. Then on top of that, you'll place a lightning rod, mangrove root, and then a spruce trapdoor on top. To the right of it in the corner, you'll place a warp plank with an upside down warp stair on top facing left. You'll then clear your inventory and get out the following. Warp trap door, I don't mean to double click that. Blackstone walls. Waxed copper trap door. Mangrove trap door. Warped buttons. Smooth quartz slabs. Dark oak slabs. And I don't actually think there's anything else. No, actually birch door. So first off, on the bottom warp plank, you'll place a warp trap door open up against the side of it. On top of whatever this is, on top of the stair, I guess, you'll place 3 blackstone walls extending up. It should actually connect into the roof, which, we don't have the ceiling yet, but it'll connect into, like, this part of the roof where it kind of dips down a little lower. Anyway, in the door you want to place, or in the doorway you want to place a birch door. The handle should face backward, I guess towards the actual front of the build, which you would place from the outside of the room if you want it. It's also just the same direction as the other handle in this room and the other door in this room. Above the door you'll leave a gap of 1 and then place a warped button. If you're looking at it, you'll left of it place a waxed copper trapdoor open against the wall, and then below that another warped button. You'll then kind of count left onto this wall, and on the 2 red concrete that are above the right 2 blocks of that little, you kind of see the desk below me here, you'll place mangrove trapdoors open up against the wall there. The ceiling in this room is a row of upside down smooth quartz slabs down the, or across the left and right. Yeah, like that, and then it'll be the row of upside down dark oak slabs and 2 smooth quartz, etc. One more thing before we leave this room, though. It's not actually about this room. We technically are leaving the room as we do it. But if you head through the hole in the floor, I forgot to do this in the last one, I forgot to mention it, but you do want to make sure you kind of just almost square off this hole where you remove the dark oak slabs either side. I remove 1 towards the, like, door here. Well, there's a door either way. I removed 2 going towards the staircase and then 1 going that way. Away from the staircase. And yeah, the last one we would have done Where was that, actually? It was floor 2, wasn't it? I think it was in the theater room, or on the other side of the theater room, right? Yeah. So 2 there, 1 there, and maybe I'll remove like a row of 5 there or something. Something like that. I don't actually have it on this one in the staircase from here. I think it's just because I didn't... No, never mind. I did do it here. But there's one somewhere. It might have been that one, and I just autopiloted to do it. But I didn't have it on the original, probably because I just didn't notice it. But anyway, you can head into the next room over, which should be this big one. And before we actually do anything else, I think we should do the ceiling. So for this one, it's 2 rows of smooth quartz slabs off both sides, the left and the right. What's convenient here is regardless of where you actually take this, the 2 rows is correct. You can either take it from this part of the right wall or this part. And you can check with this thin part that if you take the pattern through, it'll actually line up nicely. Which is a rare occurrence for it to not only line up once, but twice. Yeah, anyway. Hopefully everyone is having a good day, and I don't think I said that. I am for the most part. I'm about ready to be done with this, to be honest. It's so close. I mean, the greenhouse area shouldn't be too hard. I think the custom trees will be annoying, but other than that, like, yeah. It's just getting this floor done and then the attic. With a little bit of a lull in between, I suppose. Nice, you should have this. Since we have the doors, we can actually place the doors in the doorways. So on the back wall, which is actually the front, but it's, again, we're using the back of the build as the front for whatever reason. But you'll take this yellow terracotta wall and just place a door in the doorway with the handle facing right if you're looking at it. The other would be facing left if you're looking at it from the inside of the room. So again, because Bedrock is specific with the door placement, you can go to the other side and place it instead of having to break through your wall. Cool. This room doesn't have an insane amount going on. I mean, it's got a good bit of stuff, but I think every room you could say that for. It's not like I'm looking at this being like there's 3 million things. Really, all of it is centralized in one part. Anyway, you want to get out the following. Dark oak vents. Flower pots. Spruce planks. Spruce signs. Mangrove planks. Bamboo slabs. Structure voids. Mangrove doors. And warped doors. We'll do a bit of an inventory switch halfway through because there's a couple things we can do with these materials that we would need other stuff for. On this row of dark oak planks behind the staircase, you'll place the dark oak fences, and then for this one, it's flower pot on far left and far right. Obviously, I inverted that, and then it's somewhere in the middle. It'll be closer to one or the other. I generally go closer to the one in the wall, towards the wall. Alternatively, what you could actually do is just 4s, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just have a gap there, but I like to try to even the spaces between the row that I would have. Of course, I don't think it's worked a single time for me, but you know, we can pretend that it would. You can get rid of the flower pots and dark oak fence and get out smooth quartz blocks and acacia buttons, because if we don't do those now, I'm gonna forget. So let's do them now, shall we? These 2 doors that are closer to us right now, you'll have the acacia button to the right of the top half of them if you're looking at them. Or alternatively, the other way you can think about it is it's the way that the handle's facing on all 3 doors in the room. Which is, I guess, convenient. In front of this door on the left, you're going to take the second red in front and extend it up with 3 spruce planks. The row in front, you'll place 4 going up, and then in front of that, you'll do 3 again. Off the right of each of those, I guess 10 spruce planks is what the number would be, you'll place spruce signs. Nice. On the back wall, you want to leave a gap of 2 going right of this birch door, and you'll place 2 smooth quartz extending up. Off the front of it, you'll have a mangrove door where the handle should face left towards the other door, like so. Leave a gap of 1 and place going right, and place 3 mangrove planks extending up. Right of that, do the same, and then place bamboo slabs on top. Place structure voids in front of the bottom, and on the left structure void you want a mangrove door, and on the right you want a warped door. You have to place these against the wall though, so yeah. It'll kind of make you do this. It'll put you into crawl mode since you can go through structure voids, obviously. Also discovered you can put a structure void in a painting, which is... or a painting in a structure void, I mean, which is very interesting. It requires a little bit of scamming, though. You want to leave a gap of 2 going right of this and place a spruce plank with a sign off the front. I keep doing that where I try to options for the sign, and then I haven't placed the sign yet. On this little wall sticking out from the staircase now, where I guess it'd be like the end of the staircase, you'll leave a gap of 1 and place 3 mangrove planks extending out from the fencing. Behind that, place more planks, and then you'll just have bamboo subs on top. This doesn't have the doors on it. There's a couple that you'll see that happen with, I think also in the next room, or maybe the room after. I feel like there's more of these that don't have doors somewhere. Maybe it's even the attic. Anyway, you can clear your inventory and get out the following. Spruce slabs, pale oak slabs, blue wool, light gray wool, brown wool, mangrove stairs, spruce fence gates, warped fence, and spruce trap doors. So turning to your left to look at this singular spruce plank back here, you want to count right from it by 3, and if you're on the base yellow, you'll count up by 2 and place a spruce slab. Right of it, you would have an upside down spruce slab, which is up diagonally right a little bit. From the block that upside down slab is on, you'll count to the right by 3 and place 2 pale oak slabs extending right. They should be on the bottom half of the block. Head all the way left until you reach the fridge, which is the smooth quartz blocks with the mangrove door on it, and then from that you'll go up diagonally left by 1 and place a pale oak slab with another to the left. Next up, again come back to this singular spruce plank and break 2 warp planks extending out. You'll break left by 1 row, and it's right by, like, I'm just gonna throw a number out here, it's like 7 or something. Oh, it's 8. I almost said 8 too, but it's a total of 10. Because it'd be the 1 you placed, 1 to the left, which is 2, and then plus the 8 to the right. It's also just 2 off the right wall. At the end. Cool. Head to the door on the left wall, which is the red one, and you want to leave a gap of 2 extending right from it and place a brown wool with another behind. Right of it, a light gray wool row. And then you want to copy this square 2 more times going right, but it's shifted back 1 each time. Which will kind of look like this once you're done. You can get rid of your 3 wool colors and get out the following wools in their place. Green, yellow, red. And from the front left-hand blue wool, you're going to count forward by 2 and place a green wool. In front of it, a red, then a yellow. Bring the yellow and the red left an additional 1 with the alternate color. And then this front left red, you'll place a green off either side. Technically, there would be a green to the right of this red, but that'll be a block of gold later. On this front left red, you'll place a warped fence, extend it right by 1, and then either fence forward by 1. You'll then place a 2x2 of spruce trapdoors on top. And to the left of this front left-hand corner, you'll place a mangrove stair facing right. Spruce fence gate on top, open to the left. You can clear your inventory and get out the following. I think this will finish the room. Torch. Block of gold. End rod. Quartz pillar. Beehive. Acacia plank. And pale oak sign. Before we continue here, I know I'm going to forget it if I don't do it now, so direct your attention to the red concrete front wall here. And between the two windows that are made of glass and the top half of them, you'll place a torch in the direct center. Heading back to the carpet here that we just made a minute ago, you want to be to the right of this red wool where you'll replace the warp plank with a block of gold. You extend it up with 2 end rods and then a quartz pillar. And then get out waxed, weathered, cut copper stairs. I can't believe I forgot those. And to the right of this block of gold, you'll place a copper stair facing forward. In front of it, one facing left and then one facing back. 4 diagonally left from that one, you'll place a beehive. And then you would end up tracing it back, and I guess you'd just come back to the lamp instead and count back by 1 and place an acacia plank with a pale oak sign to the left. From that one, you'll go back diagonally right with another beehive, and that is this room all done. Nice. Now we would have, or we should have, like 4 rooms left on this floor, and 2 of them are annoying. Actually, all 3. What? All 3 of, yep, that's all 3 or 4. That's how math works. Anyway, head through this door on the right side, and we're gonna do this like long room next. And oh boy, this one might take a minute. I did not realize how large it is. We're just gonna go periodically and do like wall at a time, or something of the like. I guess we'll just kind of sweep through it that way. Anyway, still same thing with the back as the front, just because we've been doing that consistently. So let's just keep it going. You want to get out the following: oak stairs, oak slabs, painting, since there's literally only 1 in this entire room for some reason, mangrove planks, warped door, warped trapdoor, red wool, yellow wool, and green wool. In the front left-hand corner, you want to place on this warp plank an upside-down oak stair facing left into the wall. Right of it, an upside-down oak slab, and then right of that, an upside-down oak stair facing right. Above the oak slab in the center, you'll leave a gap of 1, and then you'll place a 1x1 painting right there. To the right of the bench you made, you'll place 3 planks, mangrove planks extending up. Gap of 1 moving right, and you'll do the same. Off of the, I guess, back side of each one, you'll place a warped door. The handle of the door should face to the left, which is that way. And this will be a bit annoying to place. And then over them, you'll have warp trap doors open up against the mangrove like so. Between these lockers, you want to, from this warp plank, count back by 2 and replace this one in the floor with a red. Extend it back diagonally left by 2. From the, we'll set the first red wool diagonal, you'll place 2 yellow wool behind it and then 1 to the left. You'll surround the yellow wool in green wool where there isn't already something, and also not on the corner. Because in that corner you want a red wool, and you'll bring it diagonally either way to kind of make this into a diamond. So it would be back diagonally left and forward diagonally right, which should give you this. Clear your inventory, and we can take our next little baby step through this room. You want to get out the following: block of gold, end rod, quartz pillar, zombie head, creeper head, piglin head, spruce slabs, cauldron, and then a polished black stone pressure plate. So, still looking at this carpet from the furthest right red wool, you'll go forward diagonally right by 1 and place a block of gold in the floor. You extend it up with 2 end rods and then a quartz pillar. From this, you'll count back diagonally right by 1 and place a zombie head facing into the wall. Behind it, you'll have a creeper head facing into the wall, and then behind that, a piglin head facing forward. Above at least the creeper and the zombie head, you'll leave a gap of 1 and then place spruce slabs there. On the left side, you'll take the door here and you'll leave a gap of 1 moving back and then place a cauldron, then a polished black stone pressure plate. clear your inventory again and get out the following this time. Pale oak slabs, beehive, iron bars, andesite walls, nether brick fence, mangrove fence, mangrove slab, structure voids, and we'll go mangrove fence gates. Two things, there will be a lot of repeat materials in this room, and the other one is that this room is a gym, in case that was important for anybody to know. Anyway, from where the polished blackstone pressure plate is, you'll count up another block to eye level, and you'll place 2 upside down pale oak slabs extending back. A block above the back one, you'll place another upside down slab, and then up diagonally back from that, you'll place a regular pale oak slab. From that one, you'll count back by 3 and trace it down to the ground and place an iron bar here. Above it, you'll have an andesite wall with structure voids in front of and behind it. And then extend the andesite wall up with a nether brick fence and then a mangrove slab. The mangrove slab you'll extend right by 3, and off this end one, you'll place a mangrove fence gate that is kind of pointed, like, I guess front to back like that. Long ways. It would face from left to right though. To the left of that, you'll place just 3 mangrove fence extending down to the ground. The center fence, you'll place structure voids in front of and behind. And then you can clear your inventory. And get out the following. Blackstone slabs. A piglin head, there's our first repeat. Brown wool. Orange wool. Mangrove slab, hey, there's our second. Spruce slabs, which we'll probably actually just place all those now. Pale oak, button, acacia fence gate, and we'll go with a red carpet. So to the left of the of the bottom mangrove fence here, you'll place an upside down blackstone slab. In front of that, a piglin head facing into it. To the right of this blackstone slab, you'll leave a gap of 1, and then you'll break 2 warp planks in the floor. You want to break back an additional 11 rows. Okay, that's unfortunate. From this point, at the left one, you will place a brown wool, and on the right one, you'll place an orange wool, and then a brown wool going back. Going then back from either of those rows, you'll do alternating 2 orange wool and 1 brown continually until you reach the end. It'll obviously cut off the pattern, at least on the right side. I guess left side it technically doesn't since you have the 2 orange. But yeah. So each of the windows here, you should notice, are 4 blocks apart. Other than, actually, never mind. None of them are 4 blocks apart. I lied. So what you're going to want to do is, basically, whenever you place, like, if you look at these spruce slabs at the front we placed, it's 2 off one window and 1 off the other. Whenever it's 2 off a window, the other side of this window, you'll also be 2 off of a shelf. So basically, if I take this one and count back by 3, I'll place 2 spruce slabs going back. You see, then this is a gap of 1, so this window, the other side of it would be gap of 1, 2 slabs, then gap of 2 to this window, so it'd be 2 there, and then 2 slabs there, and then be 1, but you don't have another one at the end there. Essentially, that's the spacing of it. The 2 middle shelves are closer together than they are to the further ones, or the edge ones. I guess no duh to the further ones. Hopefully that made sense. It was a weird way to say it, but it's my way, so. To the right of this orange and brown carpet, you want to, just like the very front row, you'll place a pale oak button on the floor. Behind it, you'll have a mangrove slab with a blackstone slab on top. To the left of the mangrove slab, you'll place an acacia fence gate with a red carpet on top. We'll finish this in like 10 seconds. Actually, we'll finish it now. Get rid of your pale oak button and spruce slab and get out grindstone and an iron bar, because I do see there's another one in this room and I want to just get it done. Crouch and place off of the left of this acacia fence gate a grindstone. You'll then crouch and place on top of that grindstone an iron bar. What you just did there, you want to copy one block before the final window. So it would be, you see this is the final window, one before. Mangrove slab with a blackstone slab on top. Left of the mangrove slab, you'll have an acacia fence gate with a red carpet on top. Left of that fence gate, you want a grindstone and an iron bar on top of said grindstone. Cool. That's like honestly everything on this wall. There's one other thing that is between those bikes, which we'll do right now actually. So clear your inventory and get out the following. Oak slabs. Brown carpet. Iron bars. Barriers. Black carpet. Blackstone stairs. Blackstone slabs. Acacia trapdoors and wither skeleton skulls. So on the right side here, you want to take the second block behind this bike and you'll place an upside down oak slab with a brown carpet on top. Opposite wall, there's one that is not in the same position as one forward, but it's close enough. Where you have your hole in the ceiling will actually have a trampoline, but instead of using that, I want to use this little shelf here on the left, or this little thing we just placed on the left to make sure that everything is correct placement-wise. You want to count back by 3 from it and right by 1 and place a barrier. 2 iron bars to the right, 1 back, then a barrier. Then 2 iron bars left and 1 forward, and then right of that or in the center you'll place another barrier. And if you trace this barrier or look up, you'll see you're pretty much dead center in the hole. I mean, you're not actually dead center in the hole, but it's close enough. So, yeah. You can see where I am when I'm looking up here. And hopefully you can match the hole orientation. Anyway, you'll place black carpet on all of which you just placed a little 3x3. And this is a trampoline. If you wanted to actually replace the barrier in the center with a slime block, by all means go for it. Because then it'd actually be a little bit bouncy at least, but there is no real trampoline in Minecraft since you can't really get enough, I guess, height on a slime block without actually, like, falling from up there. But either way, on the left side here, you want to be basically just before the door at the back wall. You're going to count to the 4th yellow in front and place 2 acacia trapdoors opened up against the front half of the block. In front of the top one, you'll place a blackstone slab, and then in front of that, you'll just place 2 acacia trapdoors coming off the floor again that are open backwards this time. From this top slab, you'll go down diagonally right with an upside down blackstone slab, and then right with an upside down stair facing right. Off the front and back of the stair, you'll place wither skeleton skulls just coming off of it, which are the little pedals or footrests or something. I forget what this one is. You can clear your inventory again and get out the following. Waxed copper trapdoors. Lightning rods. Cyan wool. Orange wool. Light gray wool. Block of gold. End rods. Quartz pillars, and piglin heads. And then this will finish the room other than some stuff on the back wall, or the front wall, whatever you want to call it. On either acacia trapdoor, you're going to crouch and place a waxed copper trapdoor open the same way. Between them, again, if you crouch, you can place a lightning rod like so. Just behind this, I forget what that one's called, oh my lord. But just behind it, against the acacia trapdoor, is the first block you can place off of. You'll place a piglin head facing back. Behind it, a piglin head facing forward. They're having a meeting. To the right of the back one, you'll place a block of gold in the floor with 2 end rods on top. And then a quartz pillar on top of that. Right of the block of gold, you'll place a cyan wool in the floor and extend it back by 1. The front cyan wool you'll extend to the right with 3 orange wool, and then the back one you'll extend right with an orange, light gray, orange. Around the edges of the orange and light gray, you'll place cyan wool, just making sure you don't add the corners in. On the center row of this carpet, you'll take the, I guess, back and front cyan wools and place waxed copper trapdoors opened on them, and they kind of should open towards each other like so. And then if you crouch and place a lightning rod... So it's the same setup actually for, if you're following Poppy Playtime, it's the same light setup for those when you have this. You would end up crouching and placing 2 lightning rods off of one trapdoor, breaking the original and then replacing it off of the second lightning rod, which would give you this. And that's a dumbbell. I don't know why they call it dumb, but it's dumb, so. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Warp planks, warped slabs, oak doors, oak trapdoors, mangrove planks, warped doors, and warped trapdoors. I guess we can actually also get out smooth quartz slabs and dark oak slabs. But we do need one more material for the ceiling, which is unfortunate. Going, we'll say right to left along the back wall here, the front wall technically, but shush. You want to place a mangrove plank, gap of 1, 2 warped planks, gap of 1, 2 warped planks. Each plank you will extend up by 2, and then also place warp slabs on the warped planks. Off of the warp, you'll place sets of oak doors facing, towards each other, and then oak trap doors open off the top planks. For the mangrove, you do have the warped door or warped trap door at the top. The warped door will actually face into the wall, which might be annoying. Yup, it's going to be one of those. Okay, stop. There we go. And it should give you this after much struggle. Anyway, I would get rid of your warped trapdoors and get out smooth quartz stairs. And because of the fact that this is already here, we have to deal with it as we go. The first off, ceiling is top row of yellow. It's 1 row of upside down smooth quartz slabs off the left and the right. I don't think that's obstructed. No, it's not. But as you reach the hole, you want to make sure you keep it perfectly outlined. And I would obviously make sure that you don't have a dark oak touching it. So like you see where the dark oak would continue here, I'll just have a smooth quartz slab on both sides to cut it off. And I probably should not continue the smooth quartz after that point because then that would be incorrect. But yeah, so just make sure you're outlining it. And then we can go from there. And yeah, also I know this row of dark oak will get cut off. To the same point, the other 2 would have been cut off, if that makes sense. Because, like, you could technically have it less to where it would be diagonally touching the hole, but because it's a square tile that they have for the ceiling, that it ends up, squaring everything off. So, like that or something. I have 5 taken off from each room in the center. And then on top, I have smooth quartz stairs kind of just going around and filling it in, this like row between the ceiling and the roof, and yeah, just kind of make it so you fill in all the holes. Or if you want to do blocks or something, that's also easier. Nice. And then yeah, you would be able to jump from here onto the trampoline. I want to say the trampoline has like a barrier around it, but I could be wrong. I don't know why I didn't add it if it does. I'm guessing it was something with spacing, but who knows with me anyway. So, we don't really have a ton of time for the next room, but we can at least get some of it done. So get out a birch door, and this doorway would be facing towards the actual front, which is right if you place it, which is convenient. And there shouldn't be another doorway in this room that has a door in it. Nope. I guess we can fill in the ceiling, so smooth quartz slabs, dark oak slabs, and we'll get some of the doors and stuff done. So dark oak fence gates, item frame, clock, polished deep slate slabs, dark oak trapdoors, and acacia button. So from the door we would have just placed, you would have an acacia button to the left of the top half. Also, alternatively, not alternatively, but you can, in addition, get out a red carpet and just place one inside of this door we would have come from, because there's a little carpet there. You can head to the, mostly the 2x2. We'll start with this one, and you'll place a couple of upside down polished deep set slabs at the top of this gap. Then place dark oak trapdoors off of those slabs, and you'll extend them up diagonally out a row, which would give you this kind of diagonal. Hopefully. Heading left to the other open doorway, you'll place a couple of dark oak fence gates in it. Left of the top half, you'll have an acacia button, and to the right, you'll leave a gap of 1 and then place an item frame with a clock in it. Ceiling is fairly basic. The only thing is we do have the ceiling outline, or the staircase outline. So it actually, I think, follows that wall, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So if you just basically, at the top row of the yellow, you'll follow the cyan here with the upside down dark oak slabs, hit the quartz pillar, and then you'll just follow the yellow there into the wall. That's convenient. And then for this one, you would have a row of upside down dark oak slabs up against the left and the right wall. So which would be there and here. And then you know the drill, the 2 rows of smooth quartz and everything. And yeah. This does still get stuff done, so the part isn't shorter than 40 minutes. That is a nice, nice easy ending as well, just getting some small details in. And hopefully next part we'll be able to not necessarily finish off all the rooms on this floor. I think we're going to end up skipping over the big room, so we're going to finish this room and then move to the other side and do like the room with the cages. And then we'll come back and finish the center room because, yeah, that one's kind of annoying. But that'll give us some breaks as well because we'll be able to do walls and such. One more thing before we end that is just kind of, I guess, a quote-unquote maintenance thing. So in the, what I'm calling the back left-hand corner, which is, you see to, I guess if I'm looking into the corner of the wall or the direction to my right would be the stairs, you can see where I am in position to everything else. From this warp plank, you'll count forward diagonally right by 1 and you'll break both the warp plank and smooth quartz slab there. Break 3 additional in front. And then out of that row of 4, you'll take the back 3 and break them right an additional row. From that row of 3, you'll break the front 2, right an additional 1, and that should give you this. I don't have the dark oak broken on the underside here, so like this is still there. It is not perfected. But once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 15 of Neighbor Case complete, I think. I don't know, I lost count. How in the world do I get out of here? I go down through there, that actually makes sense. I'll have to remember that for next part, that I did that, or that I have that opening now. But yeah, thing else, if you guys did enjoy this video, we're getting there, slowly but surely we're getting there. What do we have, like, probably less than 10 rooms left, which is good. Because I think we have 3 on this floor, and then we would have, I guess that hallway's a room, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the greenhouse area, and then I guess the attic is 1, so 9. But that's kind of overestimating a little bit with how rooms are split up. But anyway, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.